So that's what we were supposed to do.
Awesome.
Now we start streaming? Yes. Okay, I think we're streaming now.
I think we're live for real.
Finally, we're live. My gosh.
Hello, everybody out there.
So the primary lesson that we've learned from this is that you should read the directions. And I have no idea why the old link worked, and it showed up. But let's see. So the one in general should work now. If you're in our Slack, and I believe it may have just tweeted as well, and that link works as well. So yes. All right.
We got confirmation
Right,
from somebody that it's up and running.
Excellent. It's working. So everybody can see it. We have some tweets out about it. Now, what the heck were we doing? We were trying to figure out how to stream, right?
Well, it's Friday. We were doing this last Friday, and we had changed the schema on the database, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had changed some of the UI and put it kind of just like in a silly place. It's just up at the top, but they're doing a little bit of a refactor. So what we got to do is kind of take that front end and the schema on the back end and connect the two of them.
Mm-hmm. And this is what we are implementing. Is it this area? No. These are the different breakdowns. So we're implementing this section, but this section doesn't currently exist because everything's expanded at this point before the redesign. And so we're trying to create the similar thing with a slightly different layout. And this is really what we're trying to get to, where we can select a repository and we have a list of repositories and we can filter. What we have currently is this, which isn't quite what we want.
So functionally, what we're trying to do in the long run is what we need to do for our company is add a license file. So there's like already the MIT, the BSD, like all the ones you would expect. But we have a license that's specific to our company. We want people to be able to check in that license and have it show up in a drop down.
Yep.
But not people across the company. It would be some repository that we kind of govern a little bit. But there's also going to be templates for other type of things. But we're mostly concerned with this license one right now.
Yeah, so this template section here, which will be a repository, will be for all templates that are instance wide. So if you're hosting your own GitLab, you'll be able to use this to store really any type of file. So if you wanted to have a particular README template so that people would put in the exact same thing in every project, or at least a minimum set of items, like how to build it, how to run it, how to test it, then you could do that in this template directory, and then whenever you stood up any new file in a project, you could pull down that README template. So that's what we're trying to do. Our initial draft is just to get a license, and then we'll hopefully be able to expand it after that. All right, and so this is the code we've been working on, and we may have an option. So we're using VS Code, which is really awesome. So if you go to our general channel in Slack, we will, if you ask us to, we can share this so that you can come in and edit it. So if we get stuck somewhere and you know what to do, feel free to come in and help edit this. And so I'll share that link with whoever requests it. And our Slack is, you can get an invite at slack.devopskc.com. So slack.devopskc.com. All right, let's get started.
So one thing that I'm interested in is, I wonder if we have this set up so that we can actually use the interactive debugger inside of your IDE.
I have no idea.
How did you start up the server last time you started it up?
How did I start up this instance here? I started it up with GDK run.
Okay.
It's running here. So they have, so this is the GitLab development kit. And they have a convenient run command.
Okay. So if we go back to your, I mean, most of the time we think of VS Code as an editor. There's also an interactive debugger built into this. So let's click on the debug guy over there. This little bug thing here. And we need to add a configuration. We'll go with Ruby since okay, so this should create a launch.json, and now I should have all of these ones that were kind of stock. But what these are going to do is execute a command to get it started by what's in the program. So a lot of times you, I believe, would run just like bin Rails, and then that would get your argument you would send as server. So if you're familiar with Rails, you'd run like Rails server, and that gets the thing up and running. So what we want is one of these that looks about like this that we'll add in here. I wonder if my keyboard is connected yet. Nope.
Let's make sure we get connected. Oh, your keyboard's not up there. Lights. I don't see it.
Off and on again. Try turning it off and on again. Did it show up?
There it is. Cool. Alright.
So, we're going to take this one that's Rails, because this is probably the closest, since we are kind of running a Rails project. And let's drop this in here, and let's call this one, what was it, GDK?
Yeah.
Whoops. Type of Ruby. Request is going to be to launch it. We're going to launch out of workspace root. Is that where you ran this, or did you run this out of a folder deeper inside the project?
No, it's the root.
Okay. And the program that we're going to run, is it an actual program that's inside of the folder structure? Or is it one that gets installed? No.
It's just GDK run, so I have no idea.
Okay.
Where that comes
look
from.
And see if there's the bin directory. It's not in there. And is there one called? Okay. Well, it doesn't sound. Did you send any?
Oh, there's the run down there. Maybe is that? Could that be it? That's the GitLab logo that prints out at the beginning.
So I'm gonna make a guess that it is not in here because I don't see it, right? It's not one that just says GDK.
No.
Oh, GDK root. I don't know if we'll have to tell. Let's try it.
Okay.
GDK and run.
Let's go stop the other one too.
Okay.
So Control C, I think is the appropriate way to kill that thing. So, all right, good. Just want to make sure we don't overwrite anything or damage anything.
Okay, so now we're going to go to this debug, and I assume this is going to.
Oh, sorry. Just trying to do something over here.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Go for it.
I forgot. I hit the Command S. I always forget that. And we have the GDK. Then we hit the run button. Down here, we should get the output of if it's actually running in the debug console. Failed to spawn our debug IDE. So, likely you don't have this installed. Back to our terminal. And bundle. Do you ever bundle on this?
I don't remember. There is a gem,
so it's already
Ruby
bundled.
gem, or a It's been a while since I've been in the Ruby world.
So there should be like a .gem spec, right?
There's the GitLab bundle. I don't see that.
Or a gem file. I don't see it, so I'm going to just do gem file.lock, gem file.rb. What is this? Nope. Wow, it says gem file a lot. So a lot of these are, the way that Ruby works is it pulls in the gems that it needs, and a lot of these are either tests or things that are in our dependencies. There should be either a .gem spec file or a gem file, and what would be nice is to just pull in this the best way possible. I'm not seeing that file.
Yeah, I don't know where the gem file.
Oh, what's that? That's
Where was it? Why did we not see it before? Is that the same directory?
Where are we?
I have no idea. It's not this. It's the subdirectory somewhere.
This is a gem file for.
Is that just for GitLab proper?
What is? Whoa. Vendor. This might be our project. I think this is it.
Yeah, I think that's GitLab's.
Is there a lot of Omni up here when we bundled?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, all that stuff here. Okay, so I don't think it can hurt anything to put it in here. We'll just put it here at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Gem. And what we were missing was the Ruby Debug IDE bindings. And we should go back to the terminal and bundle. And there might be one other.
Save.
Command-S.
Is there an extension to make that save automatically?
There is, and I don't remember what the name of that is. Oh, it's making it think more. It's not as instantaneous, so it might. Could not find it in any of the gem sources listed in your gem file. So, source rubygems.org. I saw it on the clipboard. Okay.
Oh, I see.
It's actually Ruby-debug.
Nice.
There's some history on this because of things.
Yep.
Ruby-debug-IDE. And this one, I get rid of the version, so I make sure I'm looking at the latest one. I think is what I want. March 27th, 2018. That is for
betas.
These betas. This one's February. This may align with Rails 5. I'm not sure, so we might have to get the latest. But let's give it a try. This is where like you don't want to talk about it in the process of it. Like if somebody's pitching a no hitter or whatever. But I think
you don't mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully this works out. Oh, it's showing up right there with an error.
Load such file.
It's looking for GDK there.
It's looking for GDK in the local directory. So now we gotta go back to the launch.json.
It says
the current working directory is workspace root. So let's go back to your terminal and just do a which GDK.
Or do we want that, or do we want
to put it in the program because it's specific to that one? There we go. And let's hit play again on the debug, and this should give us the ability to set some breakpoints and possibly get some visibility into the things we didn't understand before.
Did anything happen?
I don't know. This little thing is running.
It flashed, and then
auto attach is off.
oh, there's the. So GDK is still listed down here, though. I don't understand. Is it? It flashes something.
Okay. Something's happening.
Yeah, something has definitely started. Let me see if I can get to the page again. No?
I'm curious if it spawned, if we look at the activity monitor, if it spawned a lot of Ruby processes here. Process name, is there a lot of...
Someone is calling me.
Hello?
Nope. Alright,
there's a lot of Z shell processes,
yeah.
But are there a lot of Ruby processes? No, just a couple.
Yeah.
And CPU percent.
There's some Redis running, so stuff is running. If you're calling about helping us, go to slack.devopskc.com and get an invite to our Slack and go to the general channel, and we're happy to share our screen with you.
I'll check my Slack to see if someone's reaching out.
Okay, so Ruby, Redis server, Postgres, so everything is, it looks like it's running. Let me go back over here and see if it's changed. No, so it's still not letting me connect. How do we get that back? My current job.
Okay. So let's look. So when you run it, what you basically do is just GDK run.
Yep. That's my last command.
Okay. And there is something in your profile that says, that helps it figure out which GDK to run.
It's probably in my path.
Okay.
What was that thing? This is in my .rvm. Oh, it's in my .rvm though. So that would be .rvm.
Okay.
Gems. Oh, because I'm in a what is that called? What does RVM call the gem pack type thing?
So you're an RVM user. That's good. 'Cause, I wrote a. And you have the Ruby
RVM
plugin.
list.
Do you have the Ruby plugin for Visual Studio Code?
RVM plugin?
No, just Ruby.
Ruby? I have no idea. I don't do a lot of Ruby anymore, so I'm not really sure.
Was that star mean that it's installed? Yeah, you don't have an install button. Okay.
Yeah, it seems to be installed. Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna look at the launch.rc I had because I think there's one more trick, and then I think we're off and running.
Okay.
I wrote a blog a while back on how to debug Ruby inside of a Docker container when you're in VS Code.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a launch.json in the project. And there was something.
So it's got the same GDK. Let me make sure I'm still got the right stuff here. All right. So there is this GDK has how to set it up. So I followed all the instructions. So I did a gem install, GitLab -development -kit, GDK init. I did a GDK install. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the way we did it was probably wrong. Let me send this launch.json over to you because we'll
Okay.
actually copy some of this. And this should help us out.
All right, where was it?
Scroll down a little bit. We've got the one, debug Rails server. So where it says program, we've got the bin Rails. So since we're using RVM, we need a path to bundler section. And this took me a while to find.
Okay.
And then we need a path to the rdebug IDE. And then show debugger output
Okay.
equal to true. So basically
Okay, so
that
these-
section there.
Do we need to use bundler?
Yes, because it.
Is that in the other one already?
No, it's probably
No.
not.
It's not. All right. this need to be changed now, or is that the actual?
Nope, this is a path to the RDebug IDE, and so then I think the thing that we can give this a try, but I think.
Oh, how do we shut everything down?
It appears that nothing is. Oh, is there?
Remember, all the things were running in that screen. So we still have Postgres and Redis and Ruby, all running somehow. Okay, so GDK. I don't know. Can we just do run again, and will that? I wonder how many times I have this whole thing running. Terminated by sigterm. Is it? It's really not going to work. Okay. Does that mean we have to go kill all of these?
We have to kill those Ruby processes. If we think that those are related to what we just started up.
I don't have any other Ruby.
Okay.
Can I not kill a bunch of them at once?
I'm not sure.
Apparently not.
I got rid of 2.
Yeah. Alright.
Down to 1. And it's hanging on. It really wants to stick around.
Where's the, I'm gonna have to kill every one of these. And then there was a Postgres. Where's that gone now?
Hopefully those were child processes that were spawned off the Ruby. So I was hoping the Redis would have.
Yeah.
But the Postgres looks like they did.
Yeah, it looks like it's gone. Alright, let's go ahead and try it again. Without errors. And it looks much better. App crashed.
Events.js.
Yeah.
Node mod.
Oh, we
Is
could
it
go
going
on.
again?
Nope. It
Had to clean up. Okay, now try it because it might have cleaned up what it was doing. Okay, so let's go back to where we ran bundle. Is that still in your history? Because normally I do this. I think it was in this terminal just up higher.
Yeah.
Normally when I do this, I make sure that I go and look at. Don't run bundle again. We want to see the output of that because there was a couple that were lit up.
I think I refreshed.
Oh, okay.
And that would cause it to not be there because a few things got installed.
A few things got updated more than I would have expected. Like because we just added RDebug IDE. Now that does have some dependencies that it pulls in.
Right.
So this looks like we might have pulled. I think we kind of ran like bundle update and not just bundle update the gem that we were looking.
Yeah, and it says refreshing gem list.
So the other way we'll be able to see this is if we go look at our diff and git. And we should see
right.
A diff on the GitLab.
Yep.
Piece.
I need to CD in the GitLab.
Okay. So now it only added Ruby debug IDE. So our expectations there. Maybe you can't debug this. So let's go nix that and rebundle and try to run it. Okay.
You're gonna be faster at this. Oh, let me. You can shrink down the terminal if you want to.
Well, let's see.
This is ginormous.
gem file. Apparently, maybe you don't like my idea of trying to inspect variables, and I apologize for that. Okay, so now let's bundle. Yep, all white, no differences. This number is back to 236. Gems in the MySQL in production were not installed. Okay. So here's where you were running the GDK.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you were actually running it from out here before, right?
Originally, yeah.
Nope, no different.
So it's failing on refreshing gem list. Should we just blow away the whole
Possibly
bundle and redo it?
What do you mean by that?
Like wipe out the install that we've done, or take out the RVM, or I don't remember the terms anymore. Isn't that called something, the
gem set?
The gem set. That's what it is. Yes.
RVM gem set list. RVM gem set create GitLab. RVM gem set use GitLab. Gem list. So we only have the default stuff, and then let's bundle here.
Can you just do the GDK run here, or do you have to do a bundle? I think maybe it does it.
Oh yeah,
for
because
you.
it does it all for you. Okay. Then we're not.
Maybe it doesn't. Oh right, you have to do a gem install this, and then I think that will work. No. Let me go back and read the instructions, because I've done that already today. Let's see, GDK init, which we've already really done, but maybe we have to do this again.
Okay.
Hopefully that was okay to do. Alright, is there already, that may not have been the right thing to do. So we just cloned in GDK-E, which we're already doing. Does that look wrong?
No.
Okay. So I think, so we could just try a bundle install and just see what happens. Can't do a bundle install. Can't find gem bundler.
Install. Wait, let's not bundle install. What was the next thing on the list? So we do the init, then we CD into it. We're already there, right? We echo those ports.
Yeah, and then we install the GitLab repo, which isn't really what we want to do.
Because we already have it installed, right?
Right. Now we can do this with GDK run. And don't. I don't know. We can. I mean, I did push it up this time.
Yeah. I mean, we might have to scorch the earth. I'm sorry. I really thought the debug thing would just like work since it was Rails.
I mean, we can. Yeah, it does seem like it should. I don't know how they go about debugging normally. Oh yeah, but
that'd be next time we connect with them. That'd be a good thing to ask.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you debug?
Most people in the Ruby and Rails community don't want to use debuggers. Like, I don't know what it is. They use command line debuggers and everything. I just figured since we're using VS Code.
Right. So actually, do I have to use the HTTPS maybe? Does it say that? I can't see that it says that. So let's see. So we're comfortable blowing away everything we have so far.
Yeah, I think so.
And so I'll just exit out of this, and I will, because I pushed everything up and no one's made any changes since last week. Okay, great.
So we're gonna scorch the earth.
We're scorching the earth.
Run it again. Now you might. Oh yeah, it'll be fine.
Well, it's taking a long time.
A lot of files there.
Alright, so GDK init, and we're doing Enterprise Edition, so I want to make sure.
Do we have to start with that? Oh no, we've got the gem installed.
GDK-EE. Did you guess about? Okay, I'll keep doing this. Oops. I need a CD in, and I'm going to echo these out. And then, let's see. That's weird. Oh, I see what it did. There we go. Alright, so GDK install. So let me see if I have a, oh, hey, everything's disappearing. So let's see, ls-al gives us no GitLab. So that's what we're doing with this command, is we're going to install GitLab. Is there any quotes around it? Nope. Alright, looks like it's downloading everything. And then I think all of my changes are on the license branch there. Alright, good. Let's go back. It's still coming down. Looks like GitLab 11.0 dropped today, as it does every 22nd of the month. And it's got Auto DevOps being GA and license management, which is pretty cool. And let's see. Okay, it's still coming down. It's 8%.
This take a while?
I don't know. I think I did it here last time, but I wasn't really paying that much attention to it, I don't think. Okay, so I think that's the end of this, what we have to do here. And then we just have to do a GDK run. Yeah, I don't really know how to solve the debug problem. I don't know if there is a way to solve it.
So I think we're gonna
So
probably
complex.
have to, if we can't set breakpoints. Breakpoints to me just make things like more visible, and I can see the call stack. I can jump all around and stuff.
You have to put a bunch of puts in.
We're gonna. I think that's what we might have to do is put in
yeah,
a lot of things where we're actually telling ourselves where we're at inside the code. So we'll use the puts and everything. So
okay. This
so
was
since
something
you
you
blew
wrote.
away this directory, was that?
That's something you wrote before. Sorry, I was just trying to close out some of the things that were open that are gone now. Let's see. All right, 20%. Okay, so what's up?
So are these files still in here, or is they're pulling them down?
So this is the GDK-EE, and this is the GitLab that's being pulled down right now.
Okay.
But we have these other pieces of the puzzle.
So, IDE debugger didn't work. What do you think we should try next?
What are we trying to do now? So we have the variable there, and we need to set the variable because it's in the database. But we haven't figured out how to deal with the UI, and we were in one of those files which we can't get to now.
Right. So where we had left off,
here we can actually look here.
We in the drop down, we actually could see all of the different options. It was actually pulling back from the database.
Yeah.
And what we needed to do is get to where when we selected one, that we actually sent it through back to the database so that it would be selected the next time.
Did we try to just send something back to begin with? Just say that this is the thing, and then check the database to see if it said that the thing made it? Just to see if everything below worked?
I don't know if we tried that yet.
I don't remember.
We can definitely try that.
That might eliminate, because you were saying last time that some of the Rails magic just works, and so it's just working.
Yeah,
we may not need to spend any time on it.
It's been years, but they used to always be in the Rails community. They would say fat models, skinny controllers. So your model should have all the logic so that you can just write like the thinnest possible controller. And what we saw inside this project was the controller that we were looking at.
Yeah.
Was very thin and didn't have that much logic inside of it, which is good as far as like the.
This is.
As far as like the Rails paradigm,
yeah,
like it's not like it's manipulating like all of the logic for what's happening inside the model. So that makes it a little bit like, you know, there's just Rails magic that goes on.
Where were we at? Application settings.
Yep.
Controller. That's where they have an applications controller and an application controller.
Well, they've got an interesting situation because application controller is like one that you get by default for Rails.
Interesting.
And what we're working with inside of GitLab are applications.
Okay, so this, I believe, is this not the place that we were at?
Yeah, I believe so. It said you checked this in 3 days ago, so.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I guess I could have looked at that. And where were we? These are the params. Didn't we change something in here? I'm not seeing it now.
Is there a blame?
Yeah. There it is.
I wish I would have the button.
Oh, right.
The button say praise. Usually it's the same action. Yeah. It's just two different ways to say it.
We should submit that and see if it gets accepted.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we changed.
Yep, we wanted to make it available that we could use. That's how we were able to actually get the project, I think, to show up.
right, let me check on it. 47, so we're almost halfway.
Yeah.
All right, so you were saying the models, and this is where we were before. There's no admin. Oh, this was not me. So what is in here has changed recently. I've accidentally clicked that. Did we not change the models at all?
I don't think so. I think it ended up being pretty boilerplate.
All right.
What we did was we changed the migration, which actually changed the database.
And we changed the views.
We changed the view quite a bit. And
Yeah.
That's where we would expect to change things.
Yeah, okay. And so we changed this one. Trying to remember what we ended up with. Because we actually have 2 drop downs now.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2 search bars.
And here we'll have to when we were just finishing up last time, we came kind of to the epiphany that the example that we pulled from was not like what we want this to be in the end. So we're going to need to study up on like views inside of Rails a little bit and develop something that's slightly different. So we want this, or find somewhere else inside of the GitLab app that we can pull from. So we can go either one of those routes. We can try to develop it, or we can try to find one that we like and what it looks like. So if we look at the merge request that's out there, there's a picture of what we're looking for, and I think we can
use... Of the issue, you mean?
Yep.
Here? Okay.
We can use either gitlab.com or we can use our own instance to just kind of look for something that's similar to that.
Okay. And how would we go about that? Just...
I don't know. Did we find on the merge request what the picture looked like?
The issue?
Yeah, here we go.
Yep.
So we want something that...
And it's got to save changes as well. Actually, they put in there.
Okay. So that's good. I mean, like someone's going to have to take an action to save that. But we have a save changes all the way at the bottom of our form. So I don't think we have to add that button.
Yeah, and it's... Yeah, there's only the one save changes. In the preview above here, it was at the bottom as well. So it might be... That was why that was put in. We need to be able to select a repository and then have it populate that selection once you click here. So it should populate here. And we had found something in the merge requests. I think it's in this next screen where we have this does the same thing, but with a different source.
Mm-hmm. How about this one?
This one?
Project.
It probably does. I don't know. It had trouble there for some reason. I don't know why it's having trouble.
So once we get ours up and running, we might go try to
This
find
has
the source
better.
of this. There we go.
So we found this at some point. I don't. Why is it not searching? Or is that search? Actually, let me do. All right, there we go. All right, cool. I was putting in something that every one of them had, so obviously it's not going to work.
So they were all still showing.
They didn't move at all. I'm not actually going to target that one. All right, so we found this at one point. We're at 90%. This project's large.
So once we get ours up and running, we want to target finding that part again, and then seeing what its view looks like.
You know what I need to do? And I should go back and do this, and then we can actually see what it looks like. So I don't know which one it should be. This one right here, I think. Well, that's not really enough though. Drop down menu toggle. I don't know if that's good enough. Alright, let's go back here and search here. We could do it on the web IDE in here. Actually. I don't know how you run that yet. Let's see.
It probably has an integrated debugger.
It was like we developed GitLab on GitLab. Jeez, what is wrong with you people? Yep. Let's see. I don't see merge requests.
So I think that these are in alphabetical order. So we're in the app assets folder. I think we want to look at like the app views folder potentially.
Okay.
Could be wrong. Unless like this was just like they were showing us that first time, that this is just a clue to get us over to the actual file.
Right.
But that page that we were on, we since it's Rails, we should be able to tell which another clue in the URL.
Mm-hmm.
That it would be merge request new. So we're probably looking for app views.
Yeah, let's
merge request new.
See if that does it. That didn't do anything. Does it have any kind of different searching algorithm or anything? I don't know what kind of searches it can do. That didn't go well. Views. Oh, we're already past the merge request.
Was there app views project merge request?
Projects. Let's look. Nope. Okay, it's doing all kinds of things. What the heck? So this is what happened. The GDK install is triggering all of the installs of the gems.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Oh. New version of Bundler came out, so you get those warnings.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, so it just does all kinds of stuff when you do GDK install.
Which is actually pretty nice, because otherwise you get a README that has like, run these 50 steps.
Yeah. And this is doing the NPM stuff now, it looks like.
Which may be what I messed up when I ran bundle. Maybe the bundle had to run, and then they have some dependency right after that you have to run.
And I wonder
stuff to update your JavaScript, and that's probably.
And I wonder if you can just GDK install again. We'll have to try this out outside of this session, and see if we can't install the same thing and it just is idempotent. which would be awesome. I don't know though. I just don't want to pull that down again.
Oh yeah.
This work internet can't handle this. Everybody's probably upset with me for hogging bandwidth.
They'll get over it. It's Friday.
That's right. Alright, it's almost there. I think. I really have no idea how much is left.
Let's go back and keep trying to reason through where this is going to live.
Is there a better spot here? Or like this merge request select? That's probably it. It's much more descriptive at least.
Apps, views, project, merge requests. That's looking
Creations,
like it could be.
new compare. This one's... Is that different in any way? I don't see that that's different. It's just a new instance that it found, or... Why are there two of them? Oh, it is different. So it's a different area of the code. So they're all new compare. So this looks like it could be the right spot. Merge request select dot drop down. So I think this is it.
So we'll just want to go with the way that we've kind of been attacking this is once we get that code available again, we'll just drop this right in.
Yeah.
And then see if it shows up.
What is it doing? Bundle exec, so it, if that's the command, it just ran. Okay, there it goes. What is it? So it's just cloning a bunch of other
Is there
repos.
submodules?
It could be what it's doing, or I don't know if they have submodules proper. If they just do it through
yeah.
the system.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was something we were supposed to do, like GDK update or something. Would have taken care of all of it.
Yeah.
Obviously,
So while this is going,
we don't do this often.
we're working on GitLab 10, right?
Yes, we have. Shoot. Oh yeah, this is still our version of GitLab, which is 10.8, and they just released 11.0 today.
Just today.
Yeah.
What does that have on it?
Well, that might have the redesign on it. I don't know. And start again.
Well, I don't know. I think it'll be. So I've seen other places when I'm working on our instance, where it has more of that that expand type of thing. If not in the application settings, but I think it was in the like individual project settings.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen that quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I think that, and what we're gonna pull from now is like in that projects area. So
Right. Yes.
I think they kind of started with that projects area, and if they do the redesign across the board,
Yeah.
like so, what we're grabbing is probably going to be
I would think so.
pretty close to what we need.
Yeah.
I think they have the auto DevOps coming.
It's general availability now. Oh yeah, while you were gone, I said what it was in.
Okay.
So the auto DevOps general availability and license management is now in. They also have SAML SSO for groups. And
License management, is that?
Yeah, that's...
What does that have? Does that have to do anything to do with what we're doing?
Yeah. Not with this. No. This is like dependency license management. So as you, like if you had all of these gems that were your dependencies, then it would check all of their licenses.
Really?
So, similar to what we're doing with another tool. And you can write policies around what you want to have there. So I'm not sure. I think this is brand new in this version. Maybe it was out in the last version. I haven't played with it yet.
I remember, let's see, it was Ruby Midwest here in Kansas City a fair amount of years back. That's interesting that all those tests are showing failure.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm seeing there?
But
it said okay. Right?
It does say okay. I don't know what that means. I wonder if we would have messed up any of the tests with our new
part of the database.
Our new piece of the database, yeah.
I don't know. I'm curious if we're going to have to. I wonder if it ran our. Yeah, there's a lot of migrations, many years worth of migrations.
All right, go back down.
But yeah, I remember Ruby Midwest many years ago that there was, I can't remember who it was that presented this, but they had like, he had a bunch of different gems, and one was called like the Deployinator, and this was before all of us were keen on configuration management with like Gem, with Chef and Puppet and all the great configuration management stuff out there. But he also had this other gem that was like the Licensinator or something like that. Like everything was like Inator. And they, like he had one because the company was they had some kind of PCI requirements, so they had to make sure that everything, or he felt that they did. I wish I could remember who it was. The guy was kind of crazy. Like he had all these awesome gems. I was like, why don't you open source those? And he's like, I can't. The company owns them and everything. Because I always wanted to see them because I thought it was pretty cool the way that he described that he would, like basically walk everything that was in the gemfile.lock all the way down to like, and then go out to multiple places like rubygems.org and GitHub if the rubygems.org said that the source file was in GitHub, and like look all these different places for licenses
to see the license,
to see if it could potentially be anywhere.
And that's what they do now with some of these other tools, is that they'll go and search multiple areas. So that's pretty cool he was doing it then.
Yeah,
it's definitely a good thing to have your supply chain in order.
Yeah, I've heard different levels of. I've heard different numbers, but it just makes sense anymore that like you're kind of relying on other people to solve your problems, whether you're paying a company or you use an open source. But like something like 80% of your code is not written by your company. Like all the stuff you're pulling in.
Yeah, I think that's what Sonotype. I think that was their number. Something like that. Yeah, it's a ton.
When you think about it logically, it could even be higher than that.
Well, in Node.js apps, I bet it is.
Yeah.
Left pad.
Yeah.
Almost everything is some other code.
Well, yeah. When I was writing Hubot plugins, and those would be written in CoffeeScript, which is essentially just like a really super terse way of writing your Node.js. Like I would really end up writing just like 40 lines of code, and it would pull in like this massive tree of stuff. Like I would put like my code at maybe like 1% of like what was making up that that Hubot plugin that was basically touching my Slack client, but also connecting to everything that all of my different systems and everything.
Yeah, I wonder. It would be really cool to see a breakout by language, see which languages rely more on the dependencies, or which culture, I guess, of the language. I'm sure you can write everything in Node.js if you wanted to, just like any other language, but the culture there is to reuse.
Yeah.
So
Ruby has especially the Rails community is very dry. Don't repeat yourself, right? So if someone else has solved it, utilize that.
Yeah.
I remember seeing blogs back in the day where they would talk about when I'm starting a new Rails project, I pull down Rails, but then I integrate 5 or 6 other gems almost immediately for whatever the idea is that I want to implement.
Yeah. Let's see. So it's still seeding the data. So it's seeding all this information so that you have something to work with when it stands up, which is pretty cool. We were sent something. I don't know if this is what we want. This is the coverage, so that doesn't show additional data about what we're looking for by language. What percentage of your code is actually open source, which would be really cool to see someday.
How many seeds are there in the fixtures directory if we go to
let's see, where is the fixtures directory?
it'd be in the DB directory.
Oh wait, is this already there? This is already here though, so we could go and start.
Yeah, we can start.
Where is the?
So it'd be GitLab DB.
Oh, sorry. I got distracted.
Fixtures.
Development. There's
Oh,
22.
it's almost done.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So let me go into here. We're reviews, and then admin.
Admin application settings.
Okay. Wait. No. What the heck?
It might just be application settings, no admin. No admin.
Oh, it was under forms, but I don't see it here. Is it applications? Or is that it? You know what? Let's just go back here and look. Did I go away from it already? That's the controller. So we got that already. So we can migrate backwards. It's thinking. License. Okay. App views, admin, application settings. Why is this all that I have here? Oh. We don't have.
Did we just install 11?
Shouldn't have, because if we installed from this repo. That's what got cloned in here, right? So you know what? Let's wait, what? Huh. Do I not even have the right Ruby installed?
No, that comes from the fact that you have RVM installed, and there's a .ruby file in here. Like that's just
okay.
Informational.
All right.
You didn't do anything wrong.
Excellent. Let's see. I want to list. I thought you could list. Oh, you just do git remote, I think. That's not helpful. Git remote. Show. Git remote.
Is it git URL?
-v show. There we go. Yeah, so it's coming from ours.
Okay.
Oh, this is what I need to do. Okay. Git check. Check out license. Licenses? No. License. git checkout license. Git pull.
Oh wait, didn't not mention any files. So we have syntax error. You want to check out a branch. Is it git checkout -b?
No, that's if you want to create a branch, though. Okay, yeah, I see that. Git pull origin license. Oh, crap. That's not what I meant to do.
How do we back out?
Am I not?
It's now trying to merge your license branch.
Did it say that it's not going to do it though? No, it is. Let's see. Oops. Gosh. Okay, so git merge abort. Okay, now I will do the checkout -v, and I guess I'll pull from there. I guess I could have done a git fetch though. Instead of a git pull.
Git log.
Alright, so we're gonna merge conflicts. I don't know why.
Git log.
Git log.
Are you the
shows
top?
over here though? No. So we're in a merge conflict situation.
Because we're.
Which means we need to open this one.
We need to rebase master back onto our branch. Right? Because they've gone forward since we worked last Friday.
No, but I haven't changed anything.
Well,
So
the thing that's in conflict is our schema change.
oh, you know what? Well,
They probably moved the schema forward. They probably moved the
no, but I'm pulling from the repo that we had. So it should have been a point in time. There should have been no
okay.
updates.
They're merged in.
So I don't know why me fetching down the changes. That's weird. Yeah, so actually let's see what git. So git log is actually June 19th. So how did I pull in? How is that possible? How did I pull in things from the 19th when we worked on Friday? So this is a video about how to work with Git and VS Code. It apparently has very little to do with GitLab right now. Okay, so that's weird. But anyway, we have to resolve these, right? So deleted by us. Who's us? Okay, so alright, fine. I have to go find this thing. Views, admin, application settings. This one.
It appears the redesign has occurred. Because that was the really long file.
Yeah.
Let's see. And remember you were saying, how come I only have 2 of these and now there's a whole bunch?
Right.
Wait, that's under applications, not application settings though.
Application settings has more.
Right.
So this one was under application settings. There's only 2.
So are we good enough to get it up and running?
Yeah. Yeah, let me just switch back just to be sure. Why is it crashing now?
Webpack dev server.
Oh,
This seems
there's a
familiar.
troubleshooting thing that says just.
What's that?
Let's see. I'm getting the following error when I try to run GDK run. This means the port is already in use. Oh, because there's something running. We didn't have to do all this. We should have looked at the troubleshooting.md.
Oh, nice.
So this stupid thing is still running somewhere.
Probably from the when I had it half set up for the debug.
The debug stuff.
Maybe
yeah.
the debug worked. It just didn't attach. Is it 37?
Oh, crap. No idea if that's right. Yeah, I don't know which one it is. I guess it could be 3803, like it says there. 807 or 701? Is that what you said? Well, is it going to fail?
Go see if it's running.
Yeah, let's take a look.
If it is running, I'm going to guess that the UI is messed up.
Well, it's definitely on the other side. So Webpack was running.
So we want to see what's running on. Is that a specific port? Why not run this with just 3 and see if we get anything? :3 or then try :3 star.
Will that work?
I don't know.
Nope. Nope.
Can we not wildcard this?
I don't know. We can try this. Doesn't seem to like that. Okay.
LSOF wildcard.
Okay, so it does have some. It's got a Webpack error. Would it help to look at the? Look at this. Do we have any? It wouldn't say Webpack, eh? We have a bunch of Ruby stuff. Yeah, we have a ton of Ruby stuff running again. So what port does it think it's on? 3809. That's what it wants. It even told us that. Man. We shouldn't do these on Fridays.
You know the worst part is? Like, this is familiar. I've run into this issue before. So it probably does it have a sidekick? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's what it uses. All right, so there it is.
Awesome.
Oh gosh.
We should put together notes of the issues that we run into today.
And then put them into a troubleshooting.md or.
Oh yeah. and then at the end we should write in the biggest font we can. There's a troubleshooting.md because I think that's the biggest thing we learned.
Yes, we should actually include that as a header on every single file in this repo. Yeah, so hey, when projects are awesome, they include a troubleshooting.md for, when you're having problems. So there's database problems, I mean, there's everything.
That's awesome.
Whizzle even. Look at that. Alright, so there's a ton of stuff going on in here, and we probably should look at this more often.
And my debugging thing probably would have worked if we would have killed
if we would
the node process.
Well, so But it wasn't attaching, right? So the first run is when that probably stalled.
The first run, and then it went and orphaned that process over there,
Yeah.
and then it just didn't work. So
Yeah.
I messed it up.
because we changed it again.
Then I changed it again,
Yes.
and the second one probably
So-
would run where it attached a bundler and everything.
Do we want to spend the next 30 minutes doing that? I don't know
No,
that anybody
no.
is watching this.
I doubt it.
Um,
We want to try to move forward. So this is
So it's waiting. It's trying to load. It's still starting in the background.
there were 5 people at one time.
Yeah, there were peak total 5. Wow. That's awesome. And 2 of those were me. There's 2 watching now. I don't know if that includes me or not.
It's Adam.
Yeah, it is. Thanks, Adam, for watching.
Um,
All right, so let's see. Admin. Oh, and also on my computer, you can hit Command-Shift-V, and it pops up that little box. And then you can cycle through previous things that you've done. I think it holds up to 40. And eventually I'll find that password. There it is.
really?
Yeah.
I have not seen one of those since it's root.
Oh, right. I did that last time.
I've not seen one of those since.
And then you can hit Command-V again, and it will take the last one.
I had one like that on Windows XP.
It's called FlyCut. It's pretty awesome. I enjoy it.
So you never copy and paste passwords then? 'Cause I think that's why I stopped using it at one
What do you
point.
mean?
It's like I just had a tendency to like copy and paste passwords, and the thing that it was saving all your stuff wasn't encrypting the
Yeah.
passwords.
Yeah. I mean, it only stores 40, so. My passwords aren't that big of a secret. I used to work in the military, so my information is everywhere. So this is the redesign.
Nice.
Okay,
So we can put it in the right place now.
We can, yes. Hey, Slack application, look at this. Enable Slack application. That is freaking awesome.
Nice.
We're totally doing this later. Awesome. Thank you, GitLab. That's a nice little gem. All right, so we can put it in the right place. I guess, do we drop the work that we did before? What did we do? Oh, we had done the, we had already implemented at the new file area. We'd already implemented that. So we should bring that in from the license area, which we can do that later too.
Yeah.
Do we want to continue on with this?
Well, can we cherry pick commits and then add the?
I think it was one large commit.
Okay, good. Oh yeah, but the only thing that's like a merge conflict is our UI stuff, which we're going to copy and paste from a different area and give it a go.
True.
And the schema. The schema part.
Right.
What we would need to do there is
Well, we can just, because the schema, we can just copy and paste out whatever's there. It wasn't a very big section, right?
we can't.
Why?
Yeah, let's just do it.
Because it's never been applied to this system yet.
Right. Okay. So the way migrations work, if you remember from last week when we were doing this, is they have a timestamp at the front of the file name. And so what's happened is we took the next available one with that migration space, and now they've moved forward. And then when you run all those migrations, it puts a marker in the schema file and says, I've run all the way to this migration. So if we move our migration back over here, it thinks it's past that, and the schema file over here you should never manually update. So what we need to do, and what you do is, when you have an older migration like this, is we've got to take ours when we go to try to do the merge conflicts, take our migration and put today's date on it, so it's past the other ones, and then we have to run db migrate, and before we do that, we've got to fix the schema.rb to take ours out. So anything that came from ours.
So we don't want this incoming change. And what they have right here is really cool because we can accept the current change.
let's go back and look at that. 2006, 12. That was last Friday. No. 6.
I don't know that ours wouldn't be in here because they updated us to their their newest version.
We're merging ours in.
We are merging ours in, yes.
Right.
Do you want me to not save this and go back, or?
Yeah, I just want to look at the 2 timestamps before we.
All right, fine. Let's see. Open it up. Okay.
6:12 and 6:15. I don't understand.
Was the 15th on Friday, or? I have no idea.
Is ours the last one still?
15th was Friday. Yeah. So they didn't do a database migration since the 12th.
Okay.
And then we did ours on the 15th, but we're not really merging our migration back in.
So is ours the bottom one?
Ours is this bottom one. This is the incoming.
No, I mean of the migrations. 6:15. Yep, it is. Okay. Yeah, so we can accept ours, and then we just got to run. Okay. What we want to do is the older one of these, and that wasn't 6:12, is it? Is it 6?
6:12. Yeah.
It is 6:12.
Is the older one, and then ours is this one.
We do want the 6:12 one, and then we just want to run rake db migrate.
Okay. And then we had one other conflict, right? Where was that? So it's this one, app views admin. So it was deleted by GitLab.
Which is fine, we just want to delete it also.
And we can just remove it. So I guess we can just do this. Git
merge continues.
Remove. No, it's we have to hit get to the commit first. So can we do this? This is where I'll end up in this weird place with Git where I don't know how to get back out of it. And we'll just scorch the earth.
Git
all right.
Merge.
That's committing is not possible because you have unmerged files. Git add. I think that's it. And then git commit. Yeah, because it wasn't really a merge. It was kind of a... I guess it could have been a rebase. I don't know. I probably could have fetched it first and then moved over to it and then rebased off a master.
Yeah.
What does my log look like now? It probably looks all jacked up. Okay, so we can squash that. Yeah, we'll squash that later.
Okay.
It's all good. Okay, so 3 hours ago I copied something that's long gone now. So we need to do a rake db migrate.
Yep. Do rake -t. It did take a while last time, but I think it's db : migrate.
Oh. You said -t for test or something?
No, it has capital T. Will just list out everything that you can do.
Oh, sorry. That's a weird thing to have. I don't remember that in rake. Oh, right. This takes forever.
Yeah, that's why I started to be like, I don't know.
It's going to be a ginormous list.
Pretty sure it's colon.
I think you're right. Oh, right. We probably shouldn't have this run. Well, it can run.
I don't think it had a problem running last time, because, I mean, it's such a small change.
just in case. All right, so yeah, it looks like
it's
it must
cool.
be. Okay,
Debugger.
great. Crap. Oh, maybe it had to be running. I thought they said, or maybe it will. I don't know. There were instructions once on this. I guess it shuts it all down. Yeah, there's the Postgres.
We used to take our Rails servers down to run the migrate, but perhaps they've now.
Well, and Control-C took everything down, including the database. So that probably wasn't helpful in the end.
Yeah. Because it's the GDK run, I don't know how it's. Did you have to install Postgres locally to get this up and going?
I don't think so.
Then it's probably running like a Docker container.
I already had Postgres running, so I don't really.
Oh well.
I mean, I already had Postgres installed for other reasons.
Okay.
Okay, so it's either preparing to fail or it's actually doing something, but I thought it was really fast last time.
Yeah.
Migrated.
Less
Awesome.
than a hundredth of a second.
Yeah, so maybe it was still waiting for Postgres to start up.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, pending migration error. Okay. That sounds fine. Oh, there it is. So it's root. Sign in. Okay, so let's begin. All right, where in the world would we be now? So we have to add a whole new one here? Is that what I'm seeing? If expanded, and then we should show accessibility and access. So we need a new section like this.
Okay. I'm
guessing. I think they had ours at the bottom, so let's just throw it back down at the bottom. I don't actually know where the bottom is. I guess EE only. Oh. Huh. Can we... Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. How do we make this Enterprise Edition only? Because I don't really know how to do that. Oh, the Slack is... Okay, well, let's just try it here. Oh, so that's GitLab.com. Oh, that's interesting. So license.featureAvailable is how we do this. That's freaking awesome. I like this. So I'll paste it here. That didn't work well.
No, it's fine. You gotta.
So, and then I can take this
No, that's not right. You want to move the top one back one, or everything in farther one.
No, I was gonna put an if in front of it.
No, the section and then the dot is one deeper.
Oh, I see what you're saying. This thing should go back one. Okay. And then if I take this, I guess we have to do something with this at some point.
Well, there's one called license.
There's Elasticsearch, license.allows, but that was for the GitLab Geo, and then external authorization service. Here, let's do this one so that we can get it there. And we'll have to change this to be something like that. So does it, so these are all separate things. What are these things? Sorry. So we need to change all of this stuff. And we'll need to change these two. I don't know if you know what those are, but or how we get to those. Here we need to do
underscore template.
yeah, thank you. Let's just do templates because that's what I already have. And HTML, and then YAML. Okay, so now, wait, here. Okay, let's see if it did it. Okay. Then we get the exact same thing that we had before. And now we need to go into templates and go back. I took it out, didn't I? Navigated away earlier.
No, we did this and we searched over and it was in app view.
Oh, projects merge request, right?
Yeah.
Whoops. Views, projects, merge requests. Drop downs, maybe. No. Was it actually?
Drop downs range.
Did this all change? It's just showing slightly.
Grab that. Let's just put that in.
Okay, so
Get rid of much all this.
Is that right? Oh, so this had to save changes. Oh, so they all now have save changes. So they were showing us the new design.
Yep.
That's what it was. Whoops. Right.
Ampersand projects, assuming that we still have our controller.
Yeah.
And then anything that is plural needs ampersand projects.
Yeah, don't see anything else.
Okay.
Let's try it.
Selected.
Oh, right. This is the one. So we've pulled this one in before.
So your commit that's out there should have this.
I don't know that it does.
Form.
Yeah, this has something different, I think. I don't remember what we
Blame.
had gotten to. This is oh, here it is. How do we get a project? How do we get selected on here? Selected is up here.
Equals application setting. Yep.
Okay. So I don't know. I don't know where that goes. Guess up here. Don't remember. Okay. Oh, well, it just listed them all.
Okay.
Huh.
So we need to go up a level. Then wherever we copy and pasted
Yes.
this from, we got close. That's what's going
Yeah.
to show up inside of the drop down thing.
Yes, right. Okay, so that's where this is. That's the drop down. So then somewhere in here.
Something uses that drop down.
Just show. Oh, right. It probably is.
Search for drop down.
Nothing.
Let's go back to your. I remember you didn't. Let's go back to where we were copying this out of the inspect.
Out of
the inspect that you were doing.
Oh, over here.
And here.
Yeah.
Merge request select. Let's search for that.
Yes.
Did you just do that and we got nothing?
I did, and I got
Change?
nothing, which is really weird. But let's do it again in here. Because we got a result here. And it was in views, projects, merge requests, creations. Is there still a creations? Yes, there is. There it is. And it was new compare, I think. Although I don't know that it matters. And here it is. Merge request select drop down. I believe it's this. Okay, so we can.
I think we need to leave this because it's referencing something.
Well, I think. Well, it doesn't really matter because we can just add this whole thing here. And then we can go back to here and refresh.
Source project ID.
Right here. Oh, right. We're trying to do source project ID. It's
Where
up
did you
here
grab this
too.
from? Let's go back. I think there's a drop down just below it.
Oh, right. This one that doesn't have anything pre-selected.
Well, if it's a matter of needing a pre-selected, that's our selected thing. Like if there's already something in the database, then we want to select that one.
Yeah, which is what they're doing up here with selected. And that's where they're getting F, hidden field, source project ID. So we could actually just do, we can just do this. Maybe? I don't know. Apparently not. Oh, undefined, oh. What is this doing? Is this...
Wait, what was hidden field before?
I have no idea what hidden... It was the source project ID here. It was a symbol for it. Although I thought it was just getting an ID. That may not be accurate. No, it's not. So it was this. Source project ID.
Why don't we just do selected then?
Just do selected?
Essentially, we want to read from the database if that's already set.
Yeah. That will give us the template project ID. But let's see what it says. It apparently doesn't like that.
A tick mark somewhere?
Line 8. Yeah, I don't know. We could take the other one though. That doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
And we can work our way back. Because the drop down content we can put in a block, which is what they've done here. Okay. Source branch. Gosh. What is this? What is this hidden field thing? It's almost
I mean, it's
time to be
essentially,
done.
it's essentially whatever. That's how we want to set selected.
So f dot hidden field, but then it does f dot object name.
F is the form.
Right. Hidden field. So it's setting. I don't understand. So line 8. It is on line 8 though. And it's saying source branch is an undefined method. Is this a defined method? Oh, it went on to the next one. Okay. We're moving further. Missing required keys. ID. Namespace. Where is that at? Oh, this is way down. GitLab application.
What's the set locale? Is that the code we're at, or is that something else?
No, I don't know, that we're here. Right? Isn't this us? No, this isn't us either. We're this one. Maybe. Yeah, line 9. Session expired. Okay. session has expired.
Guess let's go back to that line 9 then.
So it was trying to... Oh, here's the ref's project path. This is where it's trying to go. And then it has another source branch. It's just a really, really long line. So toggle drop down. Then we have a field name, which is object name source branch, which do we actually want that there? And then refs URL, do we just want to remove that? I'm just going to remove it. We have selected. Save. Oh shit. Well,
so it's branch
closer?
as opposed to project.
Right.
We should probably, based on time, we should probably land the live stream.
Yeah, and we'll have to figure out how to... we're basically back to where we were before. Except for now we have a new design.
Yeah.
We also need to figure out how to populate this.
Instead of drop-down content, we need to have
a do here. I don't know why it does that. And then it had a do of render this thing, and it provided those two things as arguments.
Okay.
Which we don't really need those. We're gonna have to do something different on this.
What's that?
And we can't put in like source project. I guess we could try this again. No idea. I don't think this will work.
I think that drop-down content is essentially this part here that we had pulled over, right?
I guess we could do just take this and try to make it the drop-down content.
Yeah, rather than rendering a different page.
Yep, I gotcha. Like this.
See what happens.
And see if that gets all this stuff into the actual drop-down. That will actually be a decent step forward. Hey, select repository. Sweet. Group of reported user 22. So I have some things to change. But we can now select a thing. Nope, can't. Because that doesn't work. So we have to figure out how to select something.
Well, I think we're setting it back to whatever's in the database when that happens, right? That's selected.
Equals like project ID. I don't know. We don't set. I'm not sure how we do this. Oh, we removed the select. Did we remove the selected up here? Or is that in a different one? Here's the selected. I don't know. Alright. We'll go ahead and end the live stream. I would assume no one's watching now, but...
Have a great lunch, everybody.
Have a good lunch, Adam. Alright. Stopping it now.